What's up, everyone? Mics are unmuted. We're ready to go. Got everything perfect off the top after my week off. There you go. I'm ready to go. Blair, how you doing?
I'm good. You crushed that opening. I mean, like, that was one of the best openings I think I have ever seen. So you did great. I just wanted to say that right now.
Yeah. Hello, Noob. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah. What's up, Noob?
It is the day after Canada Day weekend, even though America is trying to just take over Canada Day too and say it's 4th of July weekend. All for like the next 5-6 days.
Apparently. I mean, this is just a regular weekend for me. I mean, I'm back to work tomorrow, so.
Me too. I don't have the day off. Omar in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, Omar?
Yeah, Omar's there.
JPJ, who just did another great episode. Earlier today with Drew.
And we're going to get some producer beef going right away.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That almost seems like sarcasm, Spencer.
Stirring like pots.
Yeah. You're just going to see me disappear 3 seconds in. You're just going to do the on Viv treatment and just make another Lawrence Cartier and have no one know to say anything about it.
Oh, it'll be the fake Razor and Diesel all over again.
Yeah.
Spencer's going to wheel in a Lawrence. Slightly looking like you, but not fully. Let's see how this goes.
Because God knows my family will adopt him instantly. But yes, everyone joining us today. Another big week of wrestling.
Yeah.
Man, it's a big 7 days. We went from Forbidden Door to Money in the Bank. How you feeling, Blair? How much did you watch? What was your favorite parts of last week?
I probably watched too much wrestling, if that's possible. Huge WrestleMania weekend vibes where it's it seems like there was always something on. But I mean, Forbidden Door was incredible, very enjoyable. Dynamite was solid. Trying to think, Money in the Bank was I thought it was a really good show. So I mean,
Yeah.
I was very happy I tuned in, and the fact that it was, mid-afternoon wrestling, I will take that every time. So, how about
Oh
yourself?
yeah.
You were there at Forbidden Door, right?
Oh yeah. Had an absolutely great weekend. Hello, Ophelia, joining us in the chat, and I got it off. I think T Public. I think T Public. You can search T Public. I think that's where I got this one. Yeah. Huge weekend in Toronto. A lot of fun. I spent the entire weekend annoying Joel Pearl of Fightful and Kate. But yeah, like he was pretty much shepherding me around his city. But yeah, like Friday I went to Blue Jays game where they lost, but I was very happy to see Vladdy hit a home run and a double that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted to see. It's funny because neither Blair or I talked, and we were both somehow wearing Expos gear.
This is my go-to around the house shirt. I don't know what it is. It's like, I've kind of worn it in a little bit, so it's like a comfy t-shirt now. So it's like I just need something, so I'll throw it on, and it's like, Lawrence is on. He'll appreciate it. So
I do. And yes, Saturday I went to the second ever episode of Collision.
Mm-hmm.
The go home show, Turf Forbidden Door. That was a fun night. Like it was a smaller crowd. Because they didn't have the upper decks opened up, and it was only announced 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I have a bigger crowd. Still a fun show. I really enjoyed that episode of Collision. Being there live. That was my first ever AEW show, and you can tell it was the reaction was a little more muted, even with the smaller crowd. But second CM Punk came out, that place just went off. And you just knew it was a good setup to the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Then on that Sunday, I literally was watching. I was at wrestling shows from 11 a.m. all the way till 11. Forbidden Door finished at a little before midnight. So yeah, pretty much 12 hours of straight wrestling. Because I was at independent. There was a double independent show.
Yeah.
At the Rec Room. Great show. You can check it out. The Femme Fatale show on IWTV now. If you have IWTV, check it out. It was a really, really fun show. You've had great talent like Trisha Dora there. You had Alley Catch. You've had somebody who's getting talked about a lot here, Chris Tara. Getting more and more bookings and bigger bookings.
Mm-hmm.
That's somebody who's going to break out soon, and having bigger and bigger matches there is awesome to see. Yeah, the whole vibe of Forbidden Door was so much. Somehow, both shows, when at Collision, I had two French Canadians, two people from Montreal sitting behind me, and I knew it because they made a Piment Fall reference, which is a French Canadian TV show.
Okay.
And at Collision, my entire row was Montreal. I'm did Tony Khan all sit us here? Does he know all the French Canadians are going to be together? You just make a section of us. I have my wild AEW conspiracy theory is that Tony Khan doesn't want to do Montreal solely because he hates Ariel Helwani that much.
More and more that seems like it could be real. So
yeah.
Talk about just being the ultimate spiteful business owner. I hate this guy so much. I will never bring my product there.
Yeah, but no, it was a great show. The absolute energy in that Kenny match was this year has just redefined consistently just biggest pop or thing. I've been in the building of two of the biggest pops I'll probably remember, Sammy in Montreal,
mm-hmm.
and Kenny kicking out twice there, at one on the One Wing Angel, and that first kick out where after the screwdriver to the head, and he hit his the hidden blade,
mm-hmm.
They hit both finishers, and he's this is formally all the matches have ended this the last few months, and he kicked out the first time there. That place just exploded.
Yeah,
everyone was on their feet for the rest of the match from there on. It was so much fun. That whole show, and having Daniel Bryan wrestle 10 minutes with a cleanly a straight break, and you saw the picture that his wife posted, just
mm-hmm.
clean break of the arm, and continued to find a way to wrestle for 10 minutes against Okada. Just superhuman. It was a really fun weekend. Again, thanks to Joel Pearl and Cade. And I got to meet Will Washington. And I got to meet Denise Salcedo.
Nice.
And Mel Coleman Art, who, like, check out her. I would say Twitter, but, like, Twitter is a fundamentally broken thing.
Yeah.
It's like, but yes, check them out. They're all great people.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a fun weekend.
I'm glad you got to experience that. I mean, I think it seemed like on watching on TV that everyone there had a great time. I mean, coming out of it, everyone just had nothing but good things to say about it. So, I mean, when you try to look at if there was like a bad match on there, you're struggling. You know, you're like, well, this one just wasn't as good as the rest. You know, but it was still a great match. So, I'm glad you got to check that out.
Yeah. Also, I found out later that, like, Captain Sean Dean was at the independent show I was at, and, like, he knows Joel, and, like, well, I was like somewhere. I was like, I went to the bathroom. So, like, he turned to Joel. I was like, that dude's wearing an Ice Spice shirt. Like, that shit popped me real big because I'm wearing my Stone Cold Ice Spice shirt.
Oh, so
yeah. So how did you feel about Money in the Bank last night? Did you watch all of it? Did you watch some of it?
I caught everything. I missed the Cody Dom match, but everything else I saw. I liked it. You know, like I thought I really enjoyed the women's Money in the Bank match. I thought the ending was very creative. It was different. I mean, maybe something like that's happened before, but I thought, you know, for me, it was the first time seeing something like that, and I really liked it. I was glad that EO won. You know, I feel like I can say that. You know, it's been almost 24 hours. So, I was glad she won. It was a solid card. You know, something that I really like that you could just put on in the afternoon if you're doing other stuff or whatever, and not like take away an entire evening to watch wrestling. So.
Yeah. I really like. It was like a very fun show that gave I agree. I clearly agree. It was them doing a favor to Dominic Mysterio because he's. But yeah, it was a really fun card. Like there wasn't any like 5-star matches or anything. Like there's not gonna be, but like they gave that crowd a lot of moments and a lot of stuff to go home happy about. Like they did treat it like as a special event. Like it did feel like a little bit like how a SummerSlam would at times, because like they definitely brought out a lot of like guest stars and returning stars. Like from like I guess we can go from the opening match. Like they opened it with the men's Money in the Bank, which I found was interesting and like a good way to start it, because that like I think partially because like have they waited longer, you might have had people start cheering more and more for LA Knight throughout the show, and it might have distracted, which is a good way just to get out of the way if you're not going to give it to LA Knight. Which, like I felt the finish of that was well done too. Like they definitely heavily teased LA Knight winning. He was the last one standing there, and like you thought, oh my god, they're actually going to do this. They're actually going to listen to the crowd. But even that, like they gave it to somebody who deserves it, who like, and what Money in the Bank I feel should be is in both of them is to give to the next big star.
Yeah.
And both matches is like they set up two very big stars who like are definitely like crowd favorites. Both like the work Damian Priest is doing in Judgment Day right now is great. And the fact he's like somebody mentioned the press conference that he's like the first Puerto Rican man to be like in the seriously considered the heavyweight title picture. It's huge. Like if he wins that heavyweight title, like it would be outside Pedro Morales, I believe. Like they said, to be a heavyweight. Like he's like it looks like they're getting ready to strap the rocket ship to him, and he might be the one to take a title off. Take the title off Seth.
Yeah, like I mean, the ending, I fully bid on it, and I was expecting LA Knight to win. And then when you saw Priest get up there and kind of get it away from him, I mean, I was fine with it because I don't think LA Knight needs the briefcase. I think it's much better suited on a heel. Give it to Priest and let him like it'll elevate Priest more than it would LA Knight in this situation. You know, like a Priest is right. He's right there. He just needs that little bit of a like to get him over that hump. And I think this is something that can help him. Whereas LA Knight, I mean, you see how over he is, and like it would be a great moment for him to win something like that, but he doesn't need it right now. So it's more beneficial going to Priest, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Like it was a fun match throughout. Like, God damn it, I hate giving Logan Paul credit, but like he did, like they did definitely book that match very well by putting Logan Paul and Ricochet and just having them try to one up each other, doing like crazy flippy shit on the ladders, just like two crazy athletic human beings. And like I'm happy they didn't actually end up giving it to him, and like like it was good that they gave it to like somebody who was once again like a serious title contender, who you know that if he cashes in he's probably gonna win.
Yeah,
because like we've had a few where like like I don't think Otis actually was gonna win when they had it, and when they gave it to Baron Corbin, you knew he wasn't actually gonna win. Like there's two of them. Like I think like that short title reign they gave to the Miz too was weird. Like they like took it off Otis. Like there are times where they give that match just at times it felt random and no thought was going to it. But like I'm happy like it means something again. Like and both of them are like, oh, these two people are going to win. Like I think. Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I mean, it's to me, it's like even last year with Austin Theory winning and then him not going over after the World Championship, like cashing in on the U.S. title, I think it was.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you need something like this and to make it seem like it's much more of a bigger deal. And I know they kind of kept it open, like, oh, he can cash in for any title, but I don't want to see that. I want to see them going for the biggest prize in wrestling. You should be going for the World Championship. That should be your goal. You know, like I don't know why as a wrestler you would want to go for a secondary title or you know, as a tag team. If it was a tag team wrestler winning it, sure, but I mean, Damian Priest, singles wrestler, he's up there. This is, you know, like you should be striving to go for the World Championship, and I think we will. I think you see him cash in, whether it's, you know, to face off with Seth or whatever. You know, maybe you turn something into a three-way again like they've done years before. But I like the idea of Priest winning. I mean, the Logan Paul Ricochet stuff was a lot of fun. I like that whenever they're in a match together, they kind of do something. Like they always seem to be connected. Like at the Royal Rumble doing that one spot. So I don't think I need a singles match between the two, but having that history where they're like, their paths are always intertwined, like trying to one up each other in these big matches. I like that.
Yeah, like they had that one crazy spot too, where it's like credit to them for the like attempted recovery, because like I think it was clear they're supposed to go off the ladder directly into the Spanish Fly to the table, but like they clearly shorted it. Like both managed to land on the ropes, like land on the second rope, and then go for it, and like it was like a gnarly fall through the table. Like they went head first for that table. Like last second trying to salvage it.
It's an innovative spot, but like it's like when you're jumping on a trampoline and it's like as soon as one person lands, like it throws it off for the next person. But they did the best they could to make up for it. So hopefully both guys are okay.
Yeah, probably like Triple H at the press conference afterwards said there was no injuries afterwards except one, which like he didn't say who, but like somebody who wasn't involved in a match, who was just like bringing somebody to the ring, like just went like walked somebody out and then went back, rolled their ankle on the way back to the backstage area. It's like he didn't want to embarrass him, but that was literally the only injury. So if you see somebody's ankle's taped up, you know which one it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's like sprained his ankle just walking to catering.
On Monday, everyone's going to be watching to see who's limping that wasn't on the show.
Yeah.
What was after? Like I have already forgotten the match lineup, but
like like there was Cody and thing, but that was a little later. There was the dang it, like
I know there was the women's tag match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that was next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a little random, that finish. Like I don't think they built that much. Like there wasn't that much teasing to them breaking up. Like I don't mind it because like it's gonna be a fun match with them, but like it seemed like out of nowhere that Shayna would like, especially that they're champions right now,
Yeah.
and like at no point did they build or like tease anything that like Ronda was like frustrating her. She just sort of like snapped all of a sudden, and just beat the hell. Like I guess from like the first time they teamed up when like Ronda called her soft, like they can build on that. But like there was no real build to them breaking. It was just like out of nowhere. She just turns on her tag team partner and costs them the tag team titles.
Hmm.
But again, I'm happy. Like I'm happy for Liv, but like it's still like Liv and Raquel still seem like a drawn like two people just randomly put together. Like there's a tag team tournament going in AEW where they're like randomly putting people together, and just always feels like that with the women's tag titles. It,
Yeah, like I want to bring up two things because I mean they
yeah,
called up like Isla Dawn and is it Isla
yeah,
Dawn and
I let
Isla
on,
Fisher,
yeah, yeah,
the NXT tag champs, and then they had them lose the titles to the
yeah,
when they
merge,
joined the titles together. They had
merge up,
them
yeah,
lose that. Then they had Ronda and Shayna split up. I mean,
yeah,
what was the point?
yeah,
And then second, with Liv, I feel like she's getting these wins over Ronda, like being able to pin her like twice in 2 years, it
yeah,
seems. But it's like it feels shortchanged in a way, like that. It's not. It should mean a whole lot more than it does. But like the situations that lead up to it, kind of like negate that a bit. Like, oh, she pinned her because Shayna turned on her. That's it, you know.
yeah. Like yeah, it's like it does feel less like that. I agree with you there,
Mm-hmm.
and like but like I like Liv Morgan. Like she's becoming a massive star for that brand. Like one of the most
Yep.
like seemingly like generally likable people in and out of the ring. Like she was great. I watched the press conference. She was great in the press conference afterwards. Uh, but yeah, like it's the same problem that tag division has. It just seems like they're putting together randomly put together teams who will be together for a month or
Mm-hmm.
like 2 3 months, then drop the titles and never speak to each other again. Like and like like I wish like I hope they start building and start like getting more things. Like they either keep them together for a while and build it some more. So
Hmm.
I don't feel they need to drop it. Like they definitely need to commit a lot more to that tag division to get people to care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I think the idea of having titles and running the division, like it sounds great, but they don't put in the necessary, like, okay, well, we have this, but we need teams for the division. And instead, they just kind of patchwork it along the way, which
Yeah.
it doesn't make it feel like as it feels so much more thrown together. And it just like put a little TLC in there, like give us teams to care about, make us more invested, but they're happy just kind of coasting.
Yeah. I mean, we also had a fun match, but like it was just there to set up a big return. We had Gunther versus Matt Riddle, which like it was a like not very long match. Probably not one of my favorite matches Gunther's had in this
Hmm.
Intercontinental. Like it went by pretty quickly, and it was like mostly there to set up Drew McIntyre's return in their match. Like clearly, probably gonna happen at SummerSlam, which is
Yeah.
gonna be a huge. Like that one's gonna be a massive match. I'm happy to see Drew McIntyre back
Hmm.
amid all the rumors and stuff. Whether you think like I feel like he might fit better and there are better opportunities for him in WWE. Like they clearly see him as one of the bigger stars,
Yeah.
and having him potentially end Gunter's streak, which I think now he's like the longest person not to be pinned in there. Like he is like the most dominant champion right now after the main event.
Hmm.
Like, I think he's the one to take it off him, and potentially after if he loses, I feel like Gunther should be like aiming directly for that heavyweight title, or at
Oh
least one of
yeah.
it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
he is definitely the future of that company. Like that dude, just like great match every time, has that aura about him where like truly terrifying human being that will knock your soul out with one shot.
I will give them a lot of credit because I mean, from his independent run to when he was in NXT, I never imagined that they'd be able to like make him seem as such of a big deal as he is. I thought that they were going to flub the ball big time because it seems like it's a constant thing for them. So the fact that they've been able to like make him into a potentially main event star. I'm very happy with the run that he's been on, and I'm curious to see where they go with it because I mean they kind of teased him and Cody, so you have that down the line
Yeah.
if Cody's champion, or even like a Cody Seth or not Cody, a Gunther Seth match would be great, or Gunther Balor if Balor ends up with becoming champion. So like there's a lot of fun to be had with Gunther in that main event picture.
Yeah, I think like putting on Drew is probably a smart decision too, because like they built up that title so much
Mm-hmm.
since like Triple H has been in charge, and just like they especially go out of the way to say it's the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship that like is a title that matters and that is a long lineage,
Yeah,
and that is like the secondary champion. Like they've treated it like the champion when Roman Reigns isn't there. Like he is, and like that like I feel bad a little bit for things like for because like the match, you knew he wasn't gonna win that match.
mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't really a threat there. But it was like one of those like it was fine, it wasn't offensive, but when it wasn't Gunther's best match, like it was over pretty quickly, and with like a submission to the foot. But yeah, like I'm excited for the return of Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I wish they would have gave it a little bit more time, but
Yeah,
like you said, it was an 8 minute match, but it was more of a vehicle to like for the return of McIntyre. So it is what it is. I'm sure that eventually at some point we'll see a longer Riddle Gunther match, and it'll just be like an absolute banger.
yeah. Then we had the one you did not see, Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio, which like felt very much like a Monday Night Raw. Like they they gave him a little bit of like there was a good little back and forth, but like mostly Dominic was playing like the heel who was like running out of the ring every chance he got,
Yeah.
hiding. They like, but like he by the end of the match it was like 5 6 quick moves and it was over. Like it felt like one of those like two like like 2 segment Raw matches.
Hmm.
Like it didn't feel like a pay-per-view match. Like it would, at no point did he feel like a real threat to Cody. Like you knew Cody was winning. Like they weren't gonna have Dom win that match and fuck up his momentum
No.
going into like his big match more than likely with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
And Dom didn't need to win it because I
Yeah,
mean, with how over he is with the fans, I mean, you don't need him to beat Cody. It's not gonna like make that much of a difference when it comes to the heat that he gets. So, if anything, like because he could come out on Monday still being a very smarmy, and the crowd will hate that even more than if he did beat Cody.
yeah, absolutely. Like
Mm.
it, he like I was a little. The only thing I was disappointed that they didn't put Rhea Ripley on the card. Like she just had him on as their manager, but like great singer. But I wish they did more with her. And like this match could have been a Raw match. Like I
Yeah,
wish they switched spots there.
yeah.
Then we had the women's elimination chamber the women's Money in the Bank match. Sorry, which was a like great match. Like
Hmm.
I really love this ladder match. Like they went out of the way and they definitely picked the right winner there.
Yeah.
Like I people thought like the heavy favorite was Becky going in. Like I didn't think Becky needed the thing. Like Becky's like Charlotte, like Bailey, just always going to be in the title picture no matter what.
Hmm.
Like they don't need it. Like the briefcase, like I said earlier, is meant to like help a main event star or somebody in like the that's in the middle that needs to be that push to the main event. Yeah, neither women's single was defending Money in the Bank
Yeah.
because like you just had like a show with like where you have to like I feel like they should have at least had one of them on there.
Hmm.
But yeah, like having Rhea Ripley just as a manager, you could have had a bigger match. Like you're just having her fight thing on Raw the next day. You got a pay per view. You've got like a big star there. You should have used her. But yeah, like but I felt the Money in the Bank match was great, and the fact that Io Shirai is already the third longest holding, like the woman to hold the Money in the Bank briefcase, the third longest, and it's only been barely 24 hours.
Yeah, that's something. Like, because I guess third longest. I guess Carmelo was the longest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think only Carmella, and she's gonna move to second after if she holds it past Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
Yeah, there was somebody who cashed it on the Monday Night Raw.
Hmm.
after the pay-per-view.
Well, wasn't it Asuka?
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
then
Oscar. Well, Oscar didn't even
yeah,
cash it in. She just
okay,
won the title.
okay,
Yeah, because Becky was pregnant,
yeah,
and she opened like that was the thing. Like very touching moment. But like yeah, like she didn't even get the opportunity to cash it in because she technically had already won the title.
hmm.
That was real.
The there was one point because you know how the England crowds are, and like
Yeah,
when they were doing the Bailey song,
yeah,
and you could actually see Bailey smile even though she's like full
yeah,
on heel. That was nice, you know. Like
yeah.
you could tell she appreciated that.
Like, uh, like the finish, obviously great.
Mhm.
Like that handcuff spot was like I sort of felt it was coming. Like I felt uh, that Becky was going to handcuff herself to somebody or get handcuffed. Like I felt it coming a bit, but it was a really cool spot to have her like handcuffed through the ladder, so they can't move the ladder at all and
Mhm.
can't climb up the ladder. And having Io literally climb over Bailey to win the title. And again, like at that point, like you could tell Bailey is just a very nice person who's just happy for women's wrestling because like she was smiling too
Mhm.
afterwards. Like there's a picture of them like I think where they're in a replay and like Bailey smiling as Io is celebrating with the because like at the end of the day, that's really what she wanted for like the damage control
Yeah.
was for like these two women who like weren't getting seen as much and like one of them was out of the company, the other one like wasn't getting the opportunities that she deserved. Like Io Sky, like absolutely a main event talent there.
Yeah.
Who like
100%.
I feel like she's probably going to go after Asuka, which like I hope it builds a rivalry in a match at SummerSlam because like I want to see them go at it again. Like
Yeah.
that would be an amazing match.
Mhm. No, those two would have a hell of a match. So I'm very happy that EO won, and it was a nice like with having her crawl over Bailey to get the title. It was
Yeah,
nice considering like 5 minutes before, like Bailey had knocked off the ladder that EO was
yeah,
on. You know,
that
like and so it's something like that. It adds another level to it as well.
yeah, yeah. I was about to mention that Ophelia saying that during the press conference, uh, Bailey came out with EO, and they said it was their briefcase. So they are still apparently on the same page ish.
Mhm.
Then yeah, they said it's both their briefcase. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, it was a fun match.
Mhm.
Like it's wild. I think they said this was Trisha's first ladder match at the beginning, which is insane to think about. That like a legend that allowing they were never given that opportunity.
And she even got to take part in a couple fun spots too, because I know
Yeah,
she's like she's a veteran, so it's for her to be able to go and do some of the stuff and be a part of it and not just be in like a visual role in it.
yeah,
That's huge.
yeah, and like obviously it's big help to somebody coming straight out of NXT for Zoe Stark to be in
Hmm.
that position to be teamed with someone like Trish and like to be immediately put in like a big rivalry. Like yeah, I really enjoyed that match throughout. Like I feel like Zoe Stark is hopefully like going to continue and improve and be like a massive star because her finisher is so goddamn cool. Like I like the Z100 I think
Hmm.
it's called like the cool finisher. Yeah, it was a fun match and
Yeah.
definitely like one of those things that was like a big moment. We also had John Cena coming out, which
Hmm.
put Triple H in incredible. I'm still like I spent that like did they know like they had to have known he was going to say something about like WrestleMania like pump the crowd because like it sounded like Triple H wasn't like he's like yeah I know what everyone's going to ask me here at the press conference. They're like it's like John just like wants to get the crowd heating up, and you know he wanted that moment, like you know when that adrenaline hits, there's nothing like it.
Hmm.
But yeah, like potential WrestleMania in London, which you mentioned earlier, like for us in like in this part of the world, that means an afternoon show on a weekend on a Saturday. Those manias, like even the split manias, go on for 4 hours, for like 3.5, 4 hours. So like having it end at dinner time or like is absolutely perfect for us. Like I have no problem with a mania in London, but
Yeah.
yeah, like
Sign me up.
like John Cena, huge pop when he came out, big surprise. Like that was a fun one. Again, like I said, it was a lot of great moments,
Mhm.
the well booked moments throughout the show, and like big returns. And that was another one, just seeing Cena back, and him teasing the idea, like the first time they were like publicly acknowledging a potential WrestleMania in London,
Yeah.
which like I tweeted out like I'm sure at least a small part of it is WWE saw how well AEW did selling tickets. So was it? I think like 60,000 tickets they sold.
I think so.
So
I
yeah,
think that's what it was at. After they kind of like hit those bigger numbers, I just lost track of how
yeah,
many because I was like, okay, they're going to do well.
yeah. Like you know that like a small part of it is like they want to bring their biggest show there and just crush them,
Hmm.
and just fully sell it out because like you know more than likely they would if they bring Mania to London. Like it will be a massive, massive thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, then we just check because I think it was the main event, or was there one more match?
Then it was Seth and Balor for the World
Oh
Heavyweight.
yeah, Seth and Balor. That was a really fun match. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
Seth and Balor. Sorry, my there we go.
I was surprised that this match, like it was like a shade longer than like the Riddle match and the Cody Rhodes match because it was only like just over 10 minutes, which is surprising for like a World Championship match.
Yeah, like I sort of like I knew Seth was probably gonna win because like it was a little still a little quick to take the title off him,
Hmm.
but man, I really wish Finn Balor would have won that match. Like I felt like he deserves that title, and he's like been putting in good work.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things where like he when he first won the World Championship those years back at the SummerSlam, like he was destined for like big things, like that he was going to be like the next take it to the next level, and he never I feel like he never really got that run. So now it would have been nice to see him win and actually like it'd be a huge moment winning, in winning at that show, in England, and it just I don't know, it kind of left me feeling a little shortchanged. I
Yeah,
wanted a little bit more.
yeah, like they definitely used it to set up a potential match with Damian Priest,
Yeah.
which is like one of those things that's either gonna it could be one of two things. It could either keep Priest occupied so he doesn't cash in for a little bit, or he does cash in their matches for the title,
Hmm.
which would be also huge. It can go either way, which like I'm excited about. Like I feel like I mentioned earlier, Priest should win the title
Yeah.
100%. Like he is definitely ready and has shown with his like both tagging with and like and wrestling Bad Bunny, like helping like he did. Like everyone rightfully gives Bad Bunny a lot of credit, but he also both times made Bad Bunny look like $1 million too.
Hmm.
Like he definitely earned a lot of respect throughout. But yeah, then we're off to our main event,
Hmm.
which like they teased it at the beginning, but like even them teasing it throughout, you didn't think it was like honestly thought that Roman was going to win and set up a match with Jay at SummerSlam.
Hmm.
Like, I did not see him getting beaten clean as a whistle in the middle of that ring.
That near fall when Roman had both of
Oh
them
yeah,
pinned and they both kicked out, that was picture perfect. That was a
yeah,
great moment. And
a
it was
hundred
like,
percent.
because like the way they had it set up, like Roman should have it here, like this is going to be huge. He's, showing dominance over the two of them, like really cementing you know, his spot at the head of the table. And then for them to kick out and a few minutes later to end up being pinned, massive.
Plus they had like the really nice double finisher there, which like it's too bad like they don't tag together more because like that Samoan spike and combination spear was
Hmm.
like a really cool finisher. Like if they work on that more, that would look amazing every time.
Yeah.
Like that just looked insanely devastating, and the fact that he kicked out of that, like I was shocked. Like I was like it just like Kenny the week before. Like I did not expect him to kick out of that, and I was like I don't know if it was an exact callback, but I think Jimmy Uso after they won sort of giving the same look and reaction to them winning as Paul Heyman did when Brock beat Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was like almost exact same visual of just being sitting in the corner, absolutely shocked at what just happened. Like it looked. I don't know if he did it on purpose or a thing, but it was like a perfect reference to Paul Heyman's reaction to Brock winning,
Mm-hmm.
as Jay pinning Roman.
I would be ridiculously into a Roman and Solo tag team run.
Yeah,
Whether Roman is champ or not, like I think that they could do a lot of fun and have a good solid run. I think it would be great.
yeah. And if it was right, and the call, like I first was like, oh, when it first happened, I wasn't sure if they're playing it up. It was like by accident when he kicked out and hit him square in the nuts. I'm like, I wonder if like that was just like a fluke accident. They just didn't know he was in the area. Because I was like, at first Roman wasn't playing it to it first, but then he was like 100% selling it. But yeah, that was a nice thing. That was a good callback there.
Yeah, no, it was a fun show. I think if you missed out on it, definitely it's worth going back to watch. I think there was enough big moments in it, a lot of fun matches that it's worth your time.
Yeah, and it definitely continues. They did a good job of continuing the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
But we, of course, have our own match to watch.
Yes.
For everyone. We've got Gigi Rey versus Stephen Crowe. I'm just going to pop that up. And also this Friday, speaking of big weekend wrestling, we had the big LPW show that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Shazza McKenzie there. We had T.Y. Jackson in the main event doing what he does best, which is losing. And setting up a massive main event next month with one of the competitors here, Gigi Rey.
Yeah.
A 3 stages of hell match.
I cannot wait for that match.
Yeah, 100%. That's
one of the most popular competitors here at Love Pro Wrestling and Clandestine Wrestling Society. Clandestine Society member.
Ophelia's right. We got Dynamite on Wednesday in Edmonton coming up.
Yeah. Oh man, they're continuing their Canadian tour. Like I'm happy they're hitting like the one positive thing about like not necessarily going to Montreal is like are hitting like cities that don't get it as much.
Mm-hmm.
Or like it's usually like Montreal, Toronto, then maybe Edmonton. I'm happy everyone out in Edmonton. And last night in Hamilton, right?
Yeah, which they taped the night after the Toronto, or is it Toronto? Yeah, the Toronto Dynamite.
Oh.
Awesome.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
Can you come pick me up?
No, sorry, I don't have my car.
No problem.
There we go.
There we go. I fixed it.
Yeah, because you got Edmonton Wednesday, Regina on Saturday, and then Saskatoon on the following Wednesday. And I agree, Ophelia. The black and white gear is fantastic.
Stephen Crowe is definitely somebody I'd like to see out here at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dude, just like his whole gimmick and stuff just looks so damn cool. So much fun. He's super talented.
Returning back home to Canada.
Speaking of cool entrances, Gigi Rey.
I was very pumped that she got her first win with LPW on this past Friday. So it was a long time coming, but glad she got the victory over a debuting Shazza McKenzie, her first Canadian debut.
Yeah. Huge to have her over here. Like, if you don't know Shazza McKenzie, you should check her out. She's just a straight up badass. And will probably end up beating up Sean Ross Sapp at some point.
Most likely.
Yeah.
believe towards the end of this year, Gigi Rey will be heading.
No, there is a lot of big things coming out of the LPW show. I mean, you had, Sean Moore and Phil Deadly basically calling their shot. They want a tag team title shot, so maybe we'll see them and Paralira down the line. You had the 3-team brawl between the Rads, Clandestine, and Seven. Daddy's getting into the mix of things again, so it's there's a lot coming out of that show.
You had Spencer yelling very angrily at people.
Spencer very angrily yelling multiple times. That's awesome.
In case you're wondering why he's not on the show today, because he has now suffered injury from all the yelling and disappointment.
That's why he didn't want to show up today. It's not that from the yelling, he just didn't want to be disappointed with us.
Yeah, he's already too disappointed in Thaddeus.
He didn't want to have to drop a "I'm not mad, I'm disappointed."
Yeah.
Crowe able to go behind and take one of his own, but very short-lived. Gonna take him right down to the canvas.
We would be amiss if we didn't discuss that the wily veteran Jared Rogers got his first victory with LPW as well, getting an upset win over Sebastian Wolf. So.
Absolutely massive. Like, we've talked about him before, but he is definitely growing quickly and becoming a massive star. Like, he's going to be a massive star for LPW in any promotion that books him. Like, he is definitely getting his work in and growing more and more as a wrestler. And truly earning the name Wily Veteran.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Shoulders down. Rey able to shift the weight. Back and forth they go. Backslide coming up from Gigi Rey. Shoulders down again. Crowe able to escape. Action fast and furious. It's the way we do it. Rolling
both of them, their gear is fantastic.
Beautiful bridge. Nicely done. Show of power. Butterfly in the arms. Crowe able to put the brakes on for the time being. Spun out back into that headlock. These two
does he know about the Wily Veteran thing? Has somebody informed him?
I don't know. I assume he's heard of it, but he might not know what it's in regards to.
Yeah.
Drop kick right on target.
Okay, Ophelia.
You're doing God's work, Ophelia.
Thank you, Ophelia.
Yeah.
Gigi Rey always ultra popular when she comes back home.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like it's fun to talk about, but never want him to feel uncomfortable about it or anything because some people might not like it. It's totally just out of love.
Able to put the brakes on. He will land on his feet temporarily again. Back into that midsection. Crowe now going to butterfly the arms. Able to lock the fingers. Nice counter from Rey, chopping him down by one leg. Nice head scissors.
Very nice.
Yeah.
From the Texas transplant. Crowe a little bit out of sorts in the corner.
I like that it's a full house for this show too. Like it looks like it's packed.
Back to her feet, charging in. Ooh, hard forearm right
Lawrence
in
is
the
gone.
area.
Just a chair spinning. There he is.
Vertical suplex. Crowe able to go behind.
A good turnout for this show too. It looks like.
Yeah. Like all the shows too. Like credit to people like Ophelia and everyone there. Like LPW has done a great job of garnering a loyal audience. And it's in no small part to how talented the product in the ring. Like we don't have to rely all the time on big guests.
Nope.
Just the names that regularly show up month after month. The talent is there, and it's showing its face, and people want to come back and see it again. Like I had a friend of mine who recently moved to Edmonton and went to her first show, and it's like, yeah, I'll be back afterwards. Like this was such a fun show. Like they've definitely made a fan out of me.
Yeah, it's LPW does a great job of bringing the best independent wrestlers in Western Canada. You're
Yeah.
seeing the top wrestlers from BC show up. You're seeing the tops from Alberta, Saskatchewan. Like they're showing up. LPW is the place they want to wrestle, and they're doing an incredible job, an incredible brand, bringing fans in, making it a fantastic experience for everyone. Like you hear the cheers, everyone has a great time there. So it's very it's awesome to see.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's what he was looking for a little bit earlier. Hooking that leg. Ray favoring that lower back after that backbreaker. Stephen Crowe staking his claim to this ring. To Love Pro Wrestling, to the Clandestine Society. Clubbing hard across the back.
I know we mentioned it on For Exposure yesterday, but the poster for the LPW 17 is fantastic. It looks incredible. Zach did a great job with that.
Like the amount of work Zach puts into those, and like how much he clearly like both how Spencer and Zach like go back and forth, and how like they come up with these ideas each and every month, and they all look so damn cool. Like you want that poster, you want that on a T-shirt.
Yeah,
they're always so much fun.
In a time where you see so many like event posters all sort of looking the same, having the same feel, LPW definitely goes above and beyond with the posters that they produce. So I mean, great job to Spencer and Zach for everything that they come up with those.
Yeah.
Stephen Crowe using those ropes to try to get back to that vertical base. Ray now just gonna stomp away in the corner. Ben trying to get them out. She'll leave the corner, but she's taking Crowe with him. Or with her, I should say. Nicely rolling through. Crowe had both legs. Almost stole a victory there. Ducking that clothesline. Ray rolling through, landing on her feet. Shoved into the rope and nailed that forearm.
Yeah, Ophelia, I think that is something like I love being able to grab posters at events I go to, being able to frame them up and just be able to display them, and that's something that I would love to see more of too.
Spiking skull first, Stephen Crowe into the canvas. That might be enough to get it done. Oh man. Only two. Ray's beside herself. I think just about everybody in this building thought that was going to be the end of this match. Stephen Crowe showing that resilience, that Clandestine Society fight. Gigi looking to continue to put the hurt on Crowe. Crowe able to reposition, and he's going to butterfly those arms again. Been successful thus far, why not?
Like we mentioned earlier,
Spin out.
the next one's going to be a 3 stages of hell match.
Mm-hmm.
I think is a third one's a ladder match. I think
Yeah, it's a singles match,
singles
submission match, and then a ladder
submission
match.
second. Yeah, that's for the submission match.
Stretching all the ligaments in the shoulders, in the knees, in
It would be
the
funny if
thighs,
it just
just
finished 2-0
stretching
and never get to the ladder
Stephen
match.
Crowe might be taller by the time this match is. He's got the arms free though. Got the arms
Like,
free.
look,
Spencer clearly
yes.
forgot to get a ladder.
The shoulders.
Yeah, it's too straight. It's too straight. Yesterday, Pluggo and I were starting to plant the seeds of LPW war games between Rad's Clandestine and Seffins. So I mean, why not? Like, get the cage in there for it.
Yeah.
And then we get to hear Spencer yell, "War games!"
Hit that that running knee.
Well, because of the space they have, it's going to be war-ish games.
Maybe looking for a second. Only caught those legs.
We have added 20% more of a ring.
Middle rope. We've seen this so many times before. One of Stephen Crowe's favorite bits of offense. Drives those knees into that rib area.
I mean, it'd be war adjacent.
Stephen Crowe looking to spoil the homecoming.
Mild
Gigi
skirmish
Rey
games.
calling his shot, running in again. Another set of knees.
Well, when I was watching, I mean, because you had Clandestine versus Seven,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, I was like, maybe we see a scramble match between these two for Jack's Scramble Championship. So
Yeah.
that's what I originally thought, and then at the end you see everything. It's like, maybe not.
Crowe needs to follow up. Man. Right across the ear, hard slap. Crowe firing back with open hand. Strikes of his own. Blocked that one. Nothing pretty about that. Crowe once again butterflying those arms. Head scissors out, spiked him head first into the
Nice
mat.
roll through on that.
Back to his feet.
What's up, Mike? All good.
Swooping
Hey,
up.
Mike,
Crowe,
that's
he's
okay.
able to go
Yeah,
behind.
it's Sunday. Sleep in a bit. Happy you came by here for the end of the
Positioning Rey
show.
again, and he's looking.
If I could actually sleep in, I would, instead of getting up
And he
at
caught
7
it,
o'clock.
sitting out.
Yeah, no. My job
Barely
has stopped me
to get the
from being able to
shoulders up
sleep
and
in
right
because I
into
work
the
at 7 every
clutches of
morning.
Stephen Crowe with that submission. Just a torque on those shoulders. Gigi trying to use the only appendages she has, those knees and those feet, to try to escape the clutches, able to do so. Able to break the hold. What a war these two going through right now. Sidestepping that kick. Going behind. Face first into the mat goes Crowe. Gigi hooks the leg.
3.
And Gigi Rey,
There we go.
big victory over Stephen Crowe.
Huge match, huge win.
Set up the stage nicely for her LPW win the next night.
Was not his night.
Yeah.
Gigi Rey is feeling all right. Some rhyming there. I should put that on a record.
Yep.
She also has some solid merch. That one shirt she was rocking, that's like
Yeah.
the Kendrick Lamar style cover, I think it was. Yeah, solid.
So, that is our show for this week. Blair, where can they find you? What are you doing this week? What's happening at the Graymaker Pod?
Okay, so dropped a podcast with Thaddeus Archer III, so that's out now. So go give that a listen because Thaddeus is awesome, and he actually told some really fun stories, so you're going to learn a lot more about him. You'll find me every Saturday, sometimes Sundays, with my good friend Pluggo doing 4 Exposure as we look at the world of independent wrestling. So go check that out too. We have a lot of fun doing that. And up on like all social media, Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast. I'll be up on Blue Sky when someone wants to be nice and give me an invite. So just saying that, you know. So just saying. But that's where I'll be.
Yeah, and you can follow me at CartSandyG on Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky because I'm super cool now. I Indiana Jones that shit. I'm sure minutes before they shut the door, like slid right under with my hat. Just got a code. Yes, and so if you're in Blue Sky, you can follow me at CartSandyG there as well, as I got off that sinking ship. Which the whole thing sucks.
Yeah.
To be honest, because it's fucking over people's money. A lot of people are relying on it, but yeah. You can follow me there, and you can catch me on any of the weekend streams here, blowing it off stream potentially next week. Although I am going to the Jazz Fest next week, and I will probably be a little drunk if I do blowing off stream.
I hope you do blowing off stream then.
Yeah. And you can catch me every Sunday with Blair, with multiple correspondents we have here. Maybe Spencer will be back next week feeling better after all that yelling. But yes. So you can catch us here next week, every same time, same place, right here on the Love Wrestling YouTube. Everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye.